This one is so much fun to work. It is super simple, but has such an amazing effect as it comes together. Let's take a look how it's done. So we'll be working this cable section separately, and we will be working with color A, and we will start putting a slip knot on our hook, and then we will chain 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then following the pattern, we're counting so that we put a single crochet in the second chain from our hook. Then we'll put a single crochet in the next chain. And then we'll work a single crochet decrease in the next 2 chains. So we'll go into the next one, yarn over and bring up a loop. Then we'll go into the next one, bring up another loop, and then yarn over and go through all those 3 loops for a decrease. After this, we will work our first chain band. We'll work chain 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 11, and 12. Then make sure nothing is twisted. You have all nice loops lined up like this. And then it tells us to work a slip stitch in top of the last single crochet that we made. So down here, remember, we made that single crochet here. So to work a slip stitch, I'm going underneath these 2 loops here on the stitch, and then yarn over and pull it through there and also through the loop on your hook. So we're ending up here now with a nice looking base of our loop. And then after that, we will be working single crochet in each of these next 2 chains. So into the next one and into the next one. So this is the interesting start here now of our row number 1. After that, we will turn to the wrong side here. And it says to hold the loop here into the back. So that means I'm just pushing it away from me here into the back. And then I will start the row with a chain 1. And then we are working single crochet in each of the first 2. So going into the same stitch as the chain and work a single. And then go into the next and work a single. Now we have reached our chain band here. So to be able to skip over it, we are going to chain 1, just like this, skip this section with the band, and then work a single into each of the last 2. So that's 1, and then 1 into this very last stitch. So with that, I have finished row 2. I have 4 single crochet stitches and a chain stitch here in the middle. So I'm down to 5 stitches as I turn around to work row 3. So I'm now just going to hold that loop down like this so it's not in my way. And then I'll chain 1 and I'll work single crochet in each single crochet stitch and also in the chain stitch. So working in the first single, working in the second single, and here in this chain space, I'm just working a single crochet stitch and then a single in each of the next 2. So that's also here working into the last stitch on my row, making sure that I get all the strands as I pull through the loop and then finish it with going through the last 2 loops. So this is the end of row 3. I'll turn around to work row 4, and here we are just simply going to chain 1 and then work a single crochet in each of our 5 stitches across. So it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 into the last stitch. There, finishing row 4, turning around to the right side again to work row 5. For row 5, we're starting with the chain 1, and then we will be working single crochet in each of the first 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then again, we're loosely going to chain 12. 1, 2, 10, 11, and 12. So now make sure nothing's twisted. As we come to this point, we are going to work a slip stitch in top of the last single crochet stitch that we made. So just go through the top here of it like this, and then bring the yarn through, and then yarn over and go through both those 2 loops, and then end the row with a single crochet in each of the last 2. So now let's take a look. We have this look here now after we have finished our first 5 rows. We have these 2 loops. So from here on, you're just going to continue repeating rows 2 to 5 over and over again until you have a section measuring approximately 13.5, making sure to end on a wrong side row number 4. And I'll be there to guide you how to continue from that point. I'm here on the wrong side, working single crochet in each stitch across for a pattern row number 4. And as the pattern tells me to end when the piece measures 13.5, and with a wrong side row number 4, I'm going to bring in my tape measure here now and see where I'm at. So place it here along the side and take the measurements. And as you can see, I'm on 13.5 now. So that means that I will end here following the pattern. What it tells me to do next is to work 1 more row with just single crochet stitches across. So first chain 1 and then work single, and after that we are coming to the section for us to braid the loops. So now go back down to the beginning of your strip here and find your first little loop. And now either you could use your crochet hook, but you could also use your fingers. So you go through the loop, grab the next one, and just pull it through. Then again, go through the next one and pull it through, and through the next one. And you can see here now how nice this is coming out. So make sure none of these loops now are twisted, but instead just laying nice and flat like this. And continue all the way to the top of your strip. I'm pulling through my last loop here now and pulling it up here a little bit tall up to my last row. And then it's time for us to turn and work our next row here from the wrong side. So hold on a little bit to that last loop so it doesn't unravel. And then working here now on the wrong side, we're starting with the chain 1 and then work a single crochet in each of the first 2. So go through 1 and go through the next one. And then now in the next stitch, we are going to go through the next stitch and also make sure to go into the loop. And then yarn over and bring up a loop, yarn over and go through both 2 loops for a single crochet, and then do that 1 more time. So go through the same stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over and go through both 2 loops. So we actually increased here, working 2 stitches into the same, and then work a single in each of the next 2 single crochet stitches. So we have increased to a total of 6 stitches across, which is what we want to have here when we're ending on this row. As we turn around to the right side again, we'll work our very last row. But now you can see all our loops here are now secured with those stitches. We worked through them there at the top. So now just chain 1 and then work single in each of our 6 stitches here. So that's 1, 2, 5, and 6 working into the last one. So now all our cables here for our Jacob's ladder is finished. We will now want to put a side edge on each side here. So we'll turn our cable around like this, and we will follow the pattern for left side here. So that means that we will start by chaining 2 and then work 28 half double evenly spaced along the first 9 inches. So just like we've done before, you can place a marker after 9 inches, then divide the section into smaller sections if you want to, and then just follow the pattern for the number of stitches totally so that you end with 46. And then repeat along the right side here of the cable exactly the same way. Here you can take a look at the finished cable piece. So as you can see, I finished working half double crochets on each side here, and we're all done and ready to turn the piece sideways like this and start working our next section. Next up is section 29, and we'll be working shell stitches. They are very pretty, a fun change what we have done so far. Now we'll work this interesting texture that resembles shells. This texture is created by working 5 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. I just love how we can use the same stitches in different variations to create so many patterns. We'll be working with color E, and we'll be working here on the left side of our cable along the side here into the first 29 stitches. We will be starting in top of these chain 2 that we had at the beginning of that row. So just put your hook through there and leave a tail, and then pull the working yarn through the stitch. Then to lock it in place, we'll just chain 1, and then we'll work a single crochet into the same stitch. So go through that chain stitch again and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and go through both the loops on your hook. We are now going to continue working in the next 28 stitches, working here in the back bar behind each half double crochet stitch. So again, we'll leave these loops here on the front to create a ridge, and then working single crochets here in the back. So just go into the back bar and pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. Find your next one, bring up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. So this is how you work across, and just count your stitches so that you end up with a total of 29. 27, 28, and 29. So with that, it's time for us to stop and leave these remaining ones alone and just instead turn our work to the wrong side and work row 2. And here on row 2, we're starting with a chain 1 to turn our row, and then we'll work a single in the same stitch. So go into that first stitch and just work a single crochet stitch. Then the pattern tells us to skip the next stitch, and the pattern repeat with the bracket starts in the next one. And we will start by working a shell, which is explained above, but it's simply just to work 5 double crochets into the same stitch. So yarn over and go into that stitch and start working your 5 double crochet stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, and as you can see, still working into the same stitch, 5. Like that. After that, it tells us to skip the next 2 single crochet stitches and work a single crochet in the next one. And to end the repetition, it tells us to skip the next 2. And then start at the beginning of the brackets again, where it starts by working a shell in the next stitch. So same thing again, working 5 double crochets into the very same stitch. So that's how you will repeat and work all the way across here now for your second row. So work and meet me again at the end of the row. I'm working my last and 5th double crochet stitch here in my last shell, and then skipping 1 stitch and working a single crochet stitch in the last one. So this finishes our row 2, and I'll turn to the right side again and take a look. You can see now after row 2 we have created 5 shells here across, and we are ready to work row 3. So for row 3 we're going to start with a chain 3 and then work 2 double crochets in the same stitch as those chains. So with working 3 total then double crochet stitches, it means that we are creating half a shell here at the beginning of the row. So there you have half your shell, and then you're skipping these next 2 stitches of the shell below and working a single crochet in the third one at the top of it, like this. And then we again skip the next 2 and we find the single crochet between the shells, and that's where our repetition will start here for row 3.